So good evening, good evening, good evening, and it is a good evening. We are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. We are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. The only team in the Premier League to win 3 out of 3. First time we've won the first 3 since 2004-05 season. And we were half tasty back then, people. For those of you that don't know, we just come off the back of an invincible season. And went on to win the FA Cup that season as well. So Vieira's last season for Arsenal, scoring the winning penalty against Manchester United in a cup final that we absolutely robbed them. But we'll take it. Before I get into the show, for everybody watching on playback, there is a GoFundMe link for a lovely fellow who subscribed to this channel called Tom. And for everybody who is watching live, it is pinned, the GoFundMe, to the top of the comment section in the live. He's been subscribed to the channel pretty much since I started it. And he messaged me. He's recently lost his dad. His dad passed away recently. And he suffers with really, really bad depression, mental health, anxiety, etc., etc. But he is raising money for charity, a charity called Mind, which is a mental health charity. And he is doing so by cycling from England to Istanbul in Turkey. So big up to him. Big up to him. That's 3,000 odd miles from England to Turkey. So if anyone can help him out, anyone, even just sharing it will help out. It'll get more exposure, etc., etc. Do go and help Tom out, and let's get him to Turkey, people. Come on, let's get it done. And like I said, for anyone watching on playback, that link is in the description. As is JEZ'S channel. Jez, how are you?
Very well, very well. Not getting overgassed, but it's funny, Lee, Kenny, when Arsenal are crap, and they have been, and we're negative, we get abused. Lately, I've been very positive, and in the fan cam and my player ratings get abused because I'm being positive.
Oh, so now it's gone full circle. It's gone the other way.
Yeah, because I'm being positive.
You're deluded.
I'm being positive because all I've ever said, ever, is I want Arsenal to win. But it doesn't mean I like the manager. I like the wins. And as I said to you and Kenny earlier, let's go back to a certain period in time when we had Mr. Terry Neal as our manager. I didn't think he was a great manager. I admired what he was trying to do at the club. And when he won the FA Cup, got us to 3 FA Cups. West Ham, Ipswich.
Was it 3 in a row? Was it 3 in a row?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Ipswich, Man United, West Ham. And we won 1, lost 2. And we went up to the Islington Town Hall to get rid of him. So, yes, I'm very positive about Arsenal right now. I expect Arsenal to be achieving what they're achieving right now, but it doesn't mean I like the manager.
Exactly, mate. We were going, and we didn't like Wenger at the time, did we, Kenny? How are you, mate? We were still going.
It's the same sort of thing. We're still ultimately we're Arsenal fans, and we want the best for the football club. And you know, anyone who's like in the way of any success that we should be having will get criticised, just like the players and everyone else. You know, at the end of the day, they're the ones who are basically living the dream, and are the ones who can get us to where we need to be. So we are going to analyse their performances. You know, I'm all for this. If he wears a red shirt, you've got to back him. Of course you have to. Of course, you've got to back someone in charge, but you also have to understand the club's more important than any of those guys. And if they're not performing, then you have to have a right to say so. You know what I mean? Just like everyone has got a right to back them blindly if they want. But don't go around throwing your weight around saying you're going to block people because of negativity you've seen on social media or negativity. Who are you? Who do you think you are? You know, we all want to be liked. We all want to be seen to say the right things, but you support the club your own way. And the first 3 games, we thoroughly enjoyed that. Watching it yesterday was enjoyable. Leicester in attacking way was enjoyable. Crystal Palace, we showed resilience. But, you know, so much football to be played. and we just have to, take each game as it comes. And what we found previously with Arsenal is that if you have games where on paper you should win, they're probably the most difficult games to win because you're not as motivated as you should be. And most importantly, because you're not motivated as you should be, you get complacent and you get a bloody nose. So when you're on it, you mean business, and you get in the opposition's face and try and blunt them and hurt them ruthlessly, you'll win football matches. Especially against these small teams, you have to still be at it. It's no good waiting for the big teams where naturally you're going to be at it because you want to prove yourself. You've got to prove yourself every game.
Absolutely spot on. Big up to everyone watching. There's 400 nearly in here. Big up to Desire. But that's not the question I wanted to ask. Where is it? Why can't I find it? Bear with me. You wouldn't think I'm an experienced streamer at this point, would you? The question was, but I can't find it. So I don't know if you've deleted it or I'm just blind. But it was. So if you think the manager's getting sacked, there it is. Sacking Arteta will win us the league. Please name me a rookie manager that's never managed a football team ever in his life before, that's gone into a massive gargantuan football club, one of the biggest in the world, and actually won the league. It's never happened. So he could create history if he wins it. And as we stand, we are top of the league. Before we talk about the game yesterday and the first 3 games so far, the performances, etc. First of all, smash the likes up. Subscribe to JEZ'S channel. Check out Kenny's Insta, KennyKen1972. And Kenny, we'll start with you. The boxing last night. Great fight. Fantastic advert for heavyweight boxing. And I like the fact that they weren't just grappling and cuddling. It was actually a proper tactical fight. I thought AJ did all right. I thought he leveled up last night. And that's the best I think I've seen him. But it's just not enough, is it? Usyk's such a good boxer, man. But at the end of the fight, I think the real AJ came out, didn't it? I think Mr. Nice Guy in front of the cameras, I think he reverted back to his street ways. What did you make of the fight and all of that palaver afterwards?
Well, yeah, the fact is that, one of the things as a boxing fan that really got on my nose is the amount of people who supposedly boxing people just think it was just so simple for AJ to just get, like I said, in physical shape, go out of Usyk and just use his size and start beating him up and it's going to be easy. And these were people who were saying that, who have been world champions before. And it really got my nerves because I was thinking it's a 12-round fight. And AJ can't just go in there and try and knock his head off because 9 out of 10 times, if you don't knock his head off, you spend a lot of energy, get tired, and then the last 6 rounds of struggle, you're just there to be knocked out. His preparation was excellent. And what he did is that he cranked him up for room. He got in a situation where he threw right hands at the body, and tried to throw his right hands, and he boxed as well. You can't go into a fight and start taking people's head off. It's not UFC, it's not Ultimate Fight, it's boxing. You have to box, get behind a jab, and then cramp the room and get your punches off. And AJ did that. There was a lot of the middle rounds where I thought he won. The ninth round, he nearly had him. He nearly had him. So for me, it was one of AJ's best performances. Saying that, any other heavyweight, AJ wins that fight. The only one who'd probably give AJ a good game is Wilder. But when you've got fighters like Usyk and Tyson Fury, they're generational fighters who basically got virtually no weaknesses in their arsenal. Well, Usyk has as well, to the extent that they know what to expect. He knew AJ was going to come and knock his head off. So what he did is that he made sure that he wasn't getting clean hits on him. His movement was fantastic, turning him to different angles, side on, not square on. And even when he was forced to go square on, he took his punches, held his hands up, and then he took AJ by surprise and came at him. That 10th round was one of the best exhibitions of ringmanship I've seen from Usyk. And it's one of the things, AJ does have a pathway. If Tyson Fury retires always, like he says he's going to retire, or if Tyson Fury says beats Usyk, then the next cab of rank will be, like I said, 50-50 fight, maybe eliminator between Wilder and AJ for the WBC belt or the whole boat. Because, Tyson Fury is wants to fight AJ for financial reasons because it's an all British clash. Usyk fight, he won't get out of bed off. And, you know, Tyson Fury probably will be an easier target to hit than Usyk because Tyson Fury, as you see him in Wild, he's square on and he likes to have a fight. So that's one of the things that AJ's got to look forward to. In terms of the antics, well, obviously, me and you, I'm an Islington boy, and you're from like the home counties. I think we know a lot about AJ outside of him. We know about Femi from Watford rather than Anthony Joshua, the businessman. And Femi from Watford just came out, but you think about in defence of Anthony Joshua, without Anthony Joshua, and Eddie Hearn's right, boxers don't earn that money. Without Anthony Joshua,
he said that, didn't he, in the press conference afterwards? He
100%.
said that
Yeah, all these big fights. Remember, he sold out arenas. He sold out pay-per-views. He's given boxing a massive kick. And Fury.
Sorry to cut you off. What did you? Because I watched that press conference today. I watched it this morning. What did you make of him saying? Because Tyson Fury put a tweet out saying, cussing him and all that. You know what Tyson Fury's like, but Eddie Hearn was talking about mental health and this and that, and he was saying, look, you don't know what AJ's been through, blah, blah, blah. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. We don't understand what he's going through. But why are you then, like, parading him and pushing him out there constantly? You're supposed to be this guy's promoter. You're supposed to be his friend. You're supposed to, like, and then you want to sit there on the other hand and say, well, you don't know what he's going through. Yeah, but at the same time, mate, you're pushing him out there every 6 months, every year, whatever it may be, to go and get a big paycheck.
He has to. Manny Joshua is massive business in not just boxing, but British sport in a way Tyson Fury can never be. I think when you look at Anthony Joshua, you know, the sponsorships he has all over the world. He's on billboards, you know, in terms of, like, as I say, pay-per-views and stadium tours. You know, he did grab the British public when he won the Olympic gold medal, super heavyweight, in 2012, and he went on to be a champion. It's very rare from Olympic champions to go on to become world champions, and he's transcended the sport. You know, people, and this is a guy who's only started boxing at 18. Some of these boxers start at 11, so you know he's done a lot for boxing. And I think what it is that the pressure on him to win. Clearly, you know, when he lost the first two fights, when he lost against Ruiz and he lost against Usyk, there was always another fight to come along, a rematch. But now, you know, the dam is a bit open a bit, where he has to work his nuts off to get back in, because he's got a 5-fight deal with DAZN, and he has to be active. You know, he has to be able to see a pathway. I think the reason why he got angry, depressed, because he thinks, bloody hell, the door's slammed shut. I'm a title fighter. I fight for titles now. I've got to fight in eliminators. That's a massive mental come down for him.
Yeah, thanks. Jez, you watched the fight. You're not really into boxing normally, but me and Kenny were talking about it, and you went, sod it, I'm going to have a little watch, see what all the fuss is about. What did you make of it, mate? As a non-boxing man, should I say?
Yeah, I'm not into boxing. I know nothing about it. I enjoyed it. Paid to watch it, and chat to you guys in our private chat. Yeah, it's good. I mean, I can't comment really, guys, because I know nothing about it. I was hoping AJ was going to win, but from my absolute novice opinion, the Ukrainian guy, I thought, did very well and deserved the win. You know, I don't know. I know nothing about it. I only watched it. You guys were on about it.
How much did you pay for it? Was it what, 27 quid, 28 quid, something like that, wasn't it?
28 quid on Sky.
Oh,
robbing
bastards.
I actually,
you know, to be fair, it was worth that much.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That was a great fight,
and I enjoyed the watch along that you were doing. That was great fun.
I don't know how I did it. I was half cut, mate.
So was I. I won't lie.
These two pissheads, look at them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was on my second bottle of wine by then.
Come on, Jez. Kenny was on his second bottle of Ribena.
And, yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I can't really, I'm not qualified to comment. I know jack shit about boxing. I enjoyed it. It was a great evening, and thank you, Lee, for doing your watch along. Thank you, Kenny, for giving me guidance on boxing, because I ain't got a clue. But it's a great evening. It's a great evening. Loved it.
It was good. It was good. I feel the fight was superb. I can't lie. I actually had AJ a lot closer than most people did. I thought it was pretty even until the last couple of rounds or whatever. But that was when Usyk, even Eddie Hearn said that, like, Usyk just went up a level. Like, he's so slippery, man. You just can't hit him. And then when he did catch him, like, he's so strong, man. Like, normally when AJ catches you, you're going down or you're at least wobbling and that. It's just so tough, man. It's just such a sick fighter. He's got everything, man. There's no weakness in his fighting at all. In his body shots, they're always clean. Like, he can jab your face off. He can take a punch. His movement, his footwork, he's just so good, man. And I'd love to see him against Fury because I think Fury's better than him. Yeah, but
I'll say, Lee,
it would be such a sick fight. Man said he's got versatility.
I'm blaming Kenny.
The buzzword of the season.
I'm blaming Kenny on this because after watching that last night, the last last boxing match I ever watched was I paid for was Tyson against he bit that guy's ear off.
Holyfield.
I actually paid to watch that, but I actually did really enjoy that last night. So I could sort of get into this a little bit.
You should get into it, man. Like, Jez, you need to get a VPN and get DAZN España, mate. It's got so much boxing on it for nothing. Like, it's literally, I think, €12.99 a month for DAZN. And if you want the full package, well, actually, if you want the La Liga, because they got La Liga games, 5 La Liga games every week, I think that's an extra €6. And then if you want everything, and I mean everything, I think it's €24.
Well, yeah, I stupidly, because I subscribe to Bein Sport to watch Arsenal games that aren't on Sky or BT. It was actually on there last night. I didn't know.
Oh, wow.
So I was stupid.
Well, you wouldn't know. You're not into boxing, are you? So,
but I saw it today because I've just my monthly subscriptions come today, and it came up with boxing. So I could have watched it anyway. But hey, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's kind of funny because the chat's a little bit split. Like, AJ's a bum, AJ's finished, and then no, AJ was actually pretty good. Like, I feel he was superb last night. He surprised me. I didn't think he could do that. I thought he was just one of these, like, just go and bulldoze everyone and that's it. Yeah, and I was saying while I was on the watch along, like, he weren't even sweating. Like, it was cool, it was calm. He stuck to the game plan. Just didn't work. He just ain't that level. Yeah, and but he's gone up a few levels last night for me. I think the thing that's tarnished a whole lot, though, is the way he acted afterwards. When you got Derek Chisora trying to calm you down, you know you've gone too far in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's mad. He threw the belts out the ring. Like, he was walking backstage telling someone, "What are you talking? What are you saying? Fuck you!" I was like, "Oh my days!" But I suppose that's the pressure, in it, when you're at that level. Yeah, and you've lost a few times to the same guy. You're gonna snap, I suppose, isn't it? But yeah, it was a good fight, man.
Lessons with Kenny.
I'd like to see AJ against Kenny. Do you reckon you could get in the ring with him?
No chance. It'd be reach advantage, and then he'll do me over because he's about a few inches taller than me. He'll be over around rights. He's jabbing me in my face all the time. But you know, in terms of like AJ, you know what? He'd be an absolute pork chop if he retires just because people say he's got to retire. You know, there's so many fights out there, and I'm not saying monetary fights, stuff out there, man. You know, Uzyk's 35. Tyson Fury basically can only be asked to get out of bed, to fight, Wilder and everyone else. So you never know. You'll never know what's around the corner. Because, yeah, I'm not saying that there isn't great heavyweights, but come on, man. The fight before that Jez watches, Sang versus Herkovic, come on, mate. He smashed those two, the granny out of those two. So they still would fight way you can, build up his record.
Yeah, fact, man. Big ups to everyone watching, man. 600 nearly in here. And let's talk about the game yesterday. Jez, I'll start with you. Before the game, everyone was hyped. We'd won 2 out of 2. We're scoring goals. Gabriel Jesus has been unbelievably good since he's come. World-class performances so far. Saliba, the same. Despite the own goal the other day, unlucky, the spin took it in, but he's made us look rock solid. And we're playing so far up the pitch. It is kind of like watching Man City, where they just suffocate you and buzzing around and pressing and all of that, and the movement and that. We then got the goal, two goals in 10 minutes, 11 minutes, both from Odegaard.
Yeah.
Somebody that we've coated off since he's been here because he don't score enough goals. He obviously watches the stream, so big up to him. He's now known as Bournemouth Guard. Gibraltar Guard's been dropped. And he got us off and running. Comfortable victory. They did nothing, literally nothing, apart from one save Ramsdale had to make. I can't remember him doing anything. And Saliba scored an absolute screamer, man.
Yeah.
Our away fans, I've seen it on the internet today, were just relentless, man. There's a new chant for Saliba, and they were singing it for about 40 minutes non-stop, to the point where the players were singing it in the dressing room. But we're looking good, aren't we? We're looking good. We've won 3 out of 3, and it's 3 games that maybe last season we wouldn't have won 3 out of 3. Well, we didn't. We lost the first 3, albeit 2 of them were Chelsea and Man City. But a newly promoted team, away from home, evening kickoff, it could be a potential banana skin. But this season so far, we have absolutely blitzed them. We blitzed Leicester, and we got away with it a little bit against Palace, but still clean sheet. What did you make of yesterday, man?
Well, Lee, I shouldn't get too gassed, because I've been told not to get too positive, because
how dare you,
Mr. Negativity when Arsenal play crap, and yet when Arsenal play very well, and they have for 3 games, I get negativity for being happy. The fact of the matter is, yes, Lee, to get to your point, Arsenal yesterday I thought were absolutely brilliant. Like what I'm seeing, Lee, Kenny, is the team are fighting for each other, reminiscent of days we've seen way back in the past. The fact that they are get the ball, and that what I saw yesterday, we retained possession. When we lost possession, we got it straight back. And we went again, and we went again, and we went again, and we went again. And that is what I expect from Arsenal Football Club. And we're seeing it right now. But my point is, that game yesterday could have been 4-6-0 all day long. And I'm loving the positivity that I'm seeing from Arsenal Football Club. And this is what I want. This is what I've seen. I've seen it. We've seen, Lee, Kenny, you've seen it. People in the chat have seen it. And now we're seeing it again. Does it mean I love the manager? No. At this point in time, I'm seeing a great team playing great football. Will it keep going? I hope so. And I'm being ultra positive. I hope so. Does it mean I love the manager? No. I've seen it with managers in the past. You don't have to love the manager to want your team to win. I don't care about Arteta. What I care about is Arsenal Football Club, and Arsenal Football Club delivering the goods. That is what we support. I never supported Arsene Wenger, George Graham. I supported Arsenal Football Club.
Fact, absolute fact. The thing is, there's a feel-good factor at the minute within the fans. Like I said, the away fans yesterday, just they never shut up. And we've been to away games, and it is like that. We've got great away fans, unless we're losing 3-0 at Tottenham. Other than that, they're pretty relentless. I can't lie. Probably the best in the league. If not, they're up there, that's for sure. But we just want to see Arsenal win the league. I think that's what we all want. And listen, stop the count. We're top of the table, and we're the only team in the league that have won 3 out of 3. Will it continue? We're not going to win every game. We're not going to go unbeaten. We are going to have potential banana skins. Saliba's not going to look flawless every game. You know, he is only young. But yesterday it was just a stroll in the park for him. It was just too comfortable. And then the goal, wow. JEZ'S, he's flying at the minute. The way he brought that ball out the air from Ben White was just a joke, wasn't it? It was literally like just ping, just dropped it straight. Like it's like, how have you done that, man? Like sick. And then to dribble past all them people. Like it was, I thought he was going to shoot and have a dig and like score and Henry-esque, but obviously it come back and Odegaard scored. Yeah, I thought Odegaard's second goal was class. Like he slapped that so hard, man. That was a great finish, and then Saliba topped it off. But again, on another day, JEZ'S goal would have stood. I mean, when you're zooming in and you can't even see the picture properly because it's so pixelated. Like, come on, just give the goal, man. And the move for that goal was quality. Yeah, and they kind of robbed him of a great goal, didn't they? Because it was such a sick move. But yeah, it's so far so good. But we've got bigger fish to fry coming up, man. And I still feel we need players. We've said this every week all summer, in group chats, online, whatever. We need more players, man, because like I said, the drop off from the first 11 to the bench, we see again yesterday. Yes, we brought Smith Rowe, Tomiyasu, Tierney on, but them 3 players are 3 players that are constantly injured. Yeah, constantly in and out the squad. So we're not going to be able to rely on them as such all season. Thomas Partey, I think, has been superb for the 3 games. Zinchenko's been unbelievable. I can't lie. He's been everywhere. Left back, left wing, CM, DM, number 10. Yeah, and he just looks like he's right on it at the minute. But again, it's then how we deal with injuries, and we are going to get injuries. I do think we'll win the first 5 games. I think we'll even beat United as well. I think we'll do them. So we could potentially win, the first 6? It's then after that, that's where we've got to run from then up to November before the World Cup. And that's when we're playing all the big boys. That's when we're going to see, have we actually moved forward? Are we going to compete with these teams? We've seen a cracking game of football today with Newcastle, and they got a draw against City. When was the last time we drew against City? Like, when
can I just make a point? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go on, mate.
He's talking about the fixtures. Fulham next week, Aston Villa, Man United away, Everton at home, Brentford away, Tottenham home, Liverpool home, Leeds United away, Man City home. That's a nice situation. But my concern is, after Christmas, we've got to play Tottenham away straight after, and then we play Liverpool away. Then we play Man City away. Those are big, big, big games. It's all right, every going gassing it up about, oh, well, you know, we might win the first 6 games. 7 games. Arsenal, Everton, we should win that on paper.
We should win. Fulham's not going to be easy, by the way.
But next, after Christmas, man, round about February, we've got to play the reverse fixtures against Liverpool away, Man City away, Tottenham away, and Chelsea home. That's my concern. Will we be good enough to maintain our style of football we're currently playing? And I think we're playing great football. I really do. I really do.
I do as well. I think the way we've started this season, I mean, we kept a clean sheet against Palace. On another day, Eze puts it in the back of the net, and all of a sudden we're 1-0 down. Yeah, or 1-1. I think it might have been 1-1 actually. Other than that, they didn't really trouble us at all, really. A couple of little half chances, nothing major. Leicester, okay, cool. They scored 2 goals. One was gifted as an own goal, and then one was just sloppy defending from Gabriel, letting Maddison stroll in. And but we showed a bit of character and a bit of fight to go back up the other end straight away. We ain't seen that. Normally, we just fold. You know, we've seen that last season where we just fold, turnover, bang, 3-0 away to Palace. Like games against Brentford, first goal, that's it. You know, we've lost. Yeah, Brighton at home, concede a goal, you know we ain't coming back. This season, it looks a little bit different. The one thing I'll say is there's a lot of players that are playing for World Cup spots, and then the World Cup is a million miles away from England. The travelling, the heat. Yeah, and I think the heat's going to be mad underestimated, by the way. Yeah, I'm sitting here today with fans, air conditioning on, everything, and I'm still sweating. But I ain't even in Qatar. I'm in Spain. Yeah, now imagine going to 40, 50 degree heat playing football. And I know they've got aircon in the stadiums and all of that, but still going to take it out of you. And that's when you start doing injuries. And that's when you've got to look at the squad. And that's why I feel before this window shuts in, 10 days, we need to go and get another 3 players at least. 3 or 4 players. Yeah, what do you think of yesterday, Kenny? And again, what do you think going forward?
I think yesterday was perfect performance because you couldn't. It was just flawless. You know, when your goalkeeper's got virtually nothing to do, then you know you're in a good stead. You know, Salah was very happy with him. Gabriel was really, really happy for him. One of the things that I loved is when Kiefer Moore tries to run the channels and he's got nothing, no pace coming through, no one to pass it because we're in those little positions. We're so off the ball. We're just killing teams, murdering them, and I think mentally as well. So that I was just as happy about that than I was attacking threat. And special mention has to go to Benjamin White because he's been listening to us. We've been having a go at him for not getting out that right hand side and overlapping Saka and in abundance in the first half, and he was responsible for one of the goals. So, got to give him kudos, and also Odegaard as well. Another player we criticised because, as I said before, players like him, who are creative players, whether they like it or not, they're the sort of people that can open the door when teams put men behind the ball. They're the people we rely on to get to create chances. So we are going to hold them to high stead. And if you're a creative player with that sort of natural ability, then you've got to deliver. Your stats have to be perfect. No excuses. You have to, if you're not scoring goals, you have to have assists. If you're not having assists, you've got to score goals. That's what players have got to do because you're the first, not only the first press, but you're the player that has very, very few defensive duties. So I'm happy about that. JEZ'S, oh my God. What can I say? People are saying he's world class. I think leave him alone.
Mate, it's true. This is the thing. We get hyped so easily as a fan base, don't we?
I think that's the thing, Jet. That's the thing, mate. Oh no! Read that because I think
no. I wanted to bring this comment. I wanted to bring. Well, I've pinned that. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate it. I did see and hear yesterday that our fans were singing that stupid song about we're on our way to Champions League again. It's like, didn't they learn the lesson from last season? They were singing it yesterday.
That song cemented.
Mate, that's up there with with London Forever or whatever it's called. Like that they play at the Emirates now.
Sorry to say that. I don't think that song's in it. That last week when I was in the Emirates Stadium, the song was on before the game, before the match started. But afterwards, we were playing Curtis Mayfield, like just which fans tend to really get into. But one of the points JEZ'S made was our reverse fixtures away. One of the things that cost us ultimately was the second half of the season when we did play Spurs away. Who were very difficult. That was always a game that I feared. Chelsea I feared, but we got through that. But, it's one of the things where it has to be one game at a time. As I said before, you have to be up for every game, regardless of who it is. And don't just save yourself for what I call the elite games. And I think that's what we've done really well in the first 3 games. But it's only 3 games. And as Jess said, Fulham are going to pose us different problems, and we've got to be ready for it. We know that Mitrovic is going to be relying on crosses and set pieces, and we know Dakota Reed is playing with a bit of confidence, and we know like especially they're going to be in our faces because they're pressing a lot better than they did when they were in the division. So that's there's loads of football to go, but at the moment, one of the things we're benefiting from is having a really good pre-season, as Jay says, having people like JEZ'S and Shevchenko, having a full pre-season. They come to the team really fresh. The team knows that play together. And one of the things that we noticed during the pre-season is that William Saliba was finally getting a go at centre half. So we've taken that into pre-season. What we've seen is not just the attitude, is that I think physically we're ahead of other teams at the moment because, you know, all our players are fit and we've had a bit of an advantage. Like you look at teams like Chelsea and maybe Manchester United, physically they're a bit behind their rivals, but that's why we've got to press the advantage because, as you said before, you know, teams are going to catch us physically, they're going to work out how we're going to play, and you know, we got to have some plan Bs. Hence the fact we do need a couple more bodies in, 2 or 3, in terms of centre midfield, right back, because you know, one of the, you know, Benjamin White is going to get found out there because he's not an actual right back.
And that's the thing. If Saliba or Gabriel get injured, then he's back at centre back, which means Tomiyasu's in there. And again, another player that's injured. I just want to highlight this comment real quick from Sean Collins. Big up to you, mate. Emil Smith-Rowe, his injury record, I just brought it up on Transfer Market. 2018-19 season, bruised rib, 6 days he missed. 2018-19 December, that was September, groin strain, missed 89 days with a groin strain. Then a year later, 13 months later, 18-19 season still, hamstring injury, missed 87 days, 16 games, by the way, with a hamstring injury. Then 3 months after that, so in the space of 18 months, he's now had 4 injuries. Abductor problem, missed 16 days. 19-20, groin strain, missed 8 days. 19-20, that was August. September 2019, head injury, missed 10 days. September 2020, a year later, 2021 season, shoulder injury, missed 43 days. Then 3 months later, only missed 1 game and had a little knock. And then this pre-season, he's been injured. So far, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 injuries in 4 seasons, and they're 8 different injuries. They all, 8 different injuries. Sorry, groin strain twice. Other than that, so yeah, he's had 7 different injuries in 4 seasons. Yeah, so that's a player that is 100 mile an hour, and he's got that burst, and he wants to be forward thinking, and he's like so quick, and he's a great player. I love watching Smith-Rowe play football. He's a throwback to like old school players, man. Right, and it's nice to see him on the pitch again. But we ain't going to be able to see that guy play a full season, probably ever, if I'm honest. And if he does, big up to him. Yeah, but when you're in a position where you need to be bursting away from people, you need to be jinking around people, you need to be twisting. I know you do that in other positions, but you have to be explosive in the forward positions. You're always going to do an injury. Why do you think attackers get injured more than defenders? Yeah, because they have to be explosive. Defenders can just sit back on the edge of their box. They don't have to run 50 mile an hour, like 100 mile an hour, chasing balls down the wing. They can just sit back, watch the game unfold in front of them. Where as an attacker like him, he's going to get injuries. The same with Tierney. Yeah, Tierney's slightly different because he had an bad injury record before he came to Arsenal. But there's 2 players straight away. Thomas Partey's another one. Tomiyasu's another one. So there's 4 players straight away that are injured quite a lot since they've been at Arsenal. And that's why I feel we need more players, because let's say that Smith-Rowe's out injured. All we've got there at the moment is Martinelli. Yeah, and people are saying, "Oh, we can play Vieira there." You ain't even watched Vieira play football. How do you know how good he is? Let's not rely on that for now. Yeah, like let's not just rely on that player for now. We could maybe put Eddie out there, but now you're putting square pegs in round holes again. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's mad. Even Martinelli ain't a winger; he's a striker. But Thomas Partey gets injured, we're putting El Neni in. The drop-off's just a joke. Like, and that's nothing against El Neni. He is what he is, isn't he? But it's just mad, and that's why I feel we need someone in that position. We need a right back. I agree. I think we need a right back because I feel we are going to get players injured this season with the schedule, with the World Cup. There'll be one of our players will go to this World Cup and come back injured. Nailed on.
Guaranteed.
Absolutely nailed on. It'll be either a season-ending injury or a 3-month or something like that. Yeah, because it's just it just happens, doesn't it? And it's always us it happens to. So, you know, you just got to look at the previous at this football club and look at the players that have been previously injured multiple times and say, well, we can't rely on them for a season. So now we need to go and make the backups decent level, not just scraping the barrel level. Yeah, and at the moment, the backups that came off the bench yesterday, cool, apart from Eddie, who I don't rate, the other 3 are all right, aren't they? Yeah, although Tomiyasu, I think, is mad overrated by our fan base. But we need a proper out-and-out right back. Smith-Rowe, I rate. And obviously Kieran Tierney, I love him. But we need 3 or 4 players, man. We need another striker. Eddie ain't the guy. Eddie will get 5, 6, 10 goals, whatever. We need a 15-goal man to split between Jesus, who's going to float around on the left, the right, the centre. You know, we need a guy that's going to come off the bench in a tight game and spin the game. And we ain't got a target man as such in our team. We haven't got a single one of them up front. Eddie ain't going to win headers. Jesus ain't going to win headers. Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka. Nobody's going to bullet header one in like Kane did the other day. And when you're in a tight game, that's the difference. You know, you can throw that Mitrovic on, or that Kane, or that Giroud, or somebody of that mould that can go and get you a header in stoppage time to get you a draw or get you a win. And that is the difference between 5th and 4th, or 1st and 2nd, whatever. And I feel that we've missed a trick not buying another striker this summer. But we'll see. Chike wants to ask this as well real quick. Big up to you, mate. He said, do you think Liverpool will get top 4? I was on Terry's show and the Liverpool fans said that they won't because their midfield is absolutely awful. Their midfield's not awful. It's just not as good as it maybe was 2 seasons ago, because they're 2 seasons older. James Milner's, 37? I think the last time Leeds beat Chelsea, Milner scored the winner. Do you know what I mean? 17-year-old in his debut or whatever, or 16-year-old. So Milner's a utility guy, isn't he? He's just like throw him on for 10 minutes, just smash into a few people and get the job done. Keita's shocking. Fabinho, I like Fabinho, but he's quite injured, isn't he? Quite often injured. Henderson, I think it's time they shipped him out. I've liked Henderson over the last few years. I think he's been underrated, but I think this season he's going to get found out massively. Thiago's always injured, so they need a midfielder definitely. But I do think even without, they're getting top 4, man. Yeah, they're getting top 4. What do you guys think? I'm going to get a beer quickly and go for a slash.
Mate, I totally agree. I think the whole setup at Liverpool is they've got a great foundation. They've got a great fact of where they want to go. Yeah, okay, I totally agree with you that some of their players might be coming to the end of their time, but I still think they'll challenge. I still think they'll be up there. I mean,
it's a good side. You know.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward, Kenny, to tomorrow night's game. Man United, Liverpool. I think that's going to be a great game. I think Liverpool will win that. And sad indictment at the moment for Man United Football Club. But, yeah, what's your view, man?
Well, my view on the whole situation with Liverpool is that, you know, the thing is that people looking at Liverpool midfield, they've got to remember that, you know, when Thiago's Alcantara comes back to full fitness, that looks like a solid midfield again. And, you know, Keita, you know, he flatters to deceive, but on his day, he can be a good player. I understand the situation with Jordan Henderson that sometimes he can't get games, but that midfield still gives Liverpool a platform to dominate games. I think when Liverpool have problems is that sometimes when they play that high line, especially against teams against Crystal Palace, you know, Crystal Palace were always going to play one way, especially at Anfield. So I think that's where Liverpool do, you know, will probably struggle against teams who sit back is if that high line. But apart from that, a good side. But one of the things is that I say it once, I say it 1,000 times. I think Sadio Mane is only going to be appreciated when he further onto the season, because he's a massive loss. Because when he's in possession, you always feel something's going to happen with him. He's the sort of person that even if he's closely marked, he'll still turn you. Even if there's 5 players in the box, he'll still get that crossing. He'll still use quick feet at getting those positions to score goals. I mean, Liverpool lost guaranteed, you know, league and cup goals, 20 goals a season, and that is a top player. Salah always gets a credit, so rightly so, because he's been a top goal scorer. But there's in the back of your mind, when Salah's not playing and Mane's playing, you think, yeah, they still got Mane. But when Salah, it's not Salah, but Salah's in the side and Mane's not playing, in the back of your mind, you think, you know, Salah does rely a bit on service. He's very one-footed here and there, but he's still got quick feet. But sometimes you just think, you know, Salah's got the bigger star, but Mane's probably the one that's probably irreplaceable. And I think that's where Liverpool are going to struggle, hence the fact that they spent a massive outlay on Nunez, who's got himself set. So Klopp's done the right thing in spending the money. But I think they'll feel Mane's loss a lot.
Oh, 100%. There ain't no way that Darwin Núñez is ever going to win a golden boot, mate. Sadio Mane has.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So the midfield, once he gets their full quota of midfielders back, I think they'll kick on.
I think so too. And they've got Harvey Elliott in there. I think he's a cracking little player, man. Like he just he's a throwback, like I said earlier about Smith Rowe. Like they're just throwback footballers, man. They just make it look easy. The way he's just strolling around the football pitch like he's been playing for like 30 years as a professional footballer or something stupid. Like, just makes it look so good. I like watching players like that. Now, big up to Emil Fredrickson. I've just Googled that as well, mate. And you're right, it is actually cold in Qatar in the winter. And maybe I should have stayed in school.
but Emil, what's their cold? Because our hot is 36 or 40 degrees. Their cold could be like 23 degrees or 24 degrees.
In the daytime, it's rarely falling below 74 Fahrenheit. What's that in Celsius? Yeah, 1 second. In November, it's going to be around 20 degrees. The average maximum daytime temperature is around 29 degrees. But that's still pretty cold for them. I mean, summertime it's 50. so yeah.
At night it can go below minus.
Yeah, it's from one extreme to the other over there. It's like super hot and then bang, super cold. It's like you're walking around in you walk around in flipping dripping water all over you, pouring water all over your head in the day, and then at night time you're wrapped up with blankets like everywhere. Mad, isn't it? Big up to everyone watching, man. 700 in the chat. Make sure you do check out the pinned comment. It's a guy who follows this channel called Tom. He lost his dad recently, and he's doing a charity bike ride to Istanbul from England. He suffers from mental health issues as well and depression, and he's raising money for Mind Charity, which is a mental health charity. So go and check that out. Feel free to help him out on his trek, 3,000 miles to Istanbul, even if that means just sharing it. Obviously, I understand not everyone's flush with cash these days after the last 2 years or so that we've had in the world, but even sharing it would help him out. So do go and share it. Subscribe to the channel. Check JEZ'S channel out as well. That link is in the description. Everyone watching on playback, that GoFundMe link's in the description as well. And there ain't enough likes. We're on 212 likes, 700 in the building. Let's very quickly talk about the race for top four. Let's come back down to reality, because I don't think we are going to win the league, are we? I think everyone can sit here and say, yeah, we ain't winning it. We know that Man City tend to start fairly slow, and then they just start purring mid-season, 17 straight wins and stuff like that. Liverpool, they've started very slow, not won a game yet out of 2. Got Man United tomorrow. I actually think United are going to get something out of that game. It'd be mad, wouldn't it, if Man United beat them, they go above them. And look how bad they are. But I think Liverpool will be top 4 comfortably, and I think that Liverpool.
Sorry, cut you, Lee. But don't forget Liverpool last season. In the sort of the middle, in the sort of like after before Christmas, they were virtually there. Then they lost to Leicester City, and they had a few results, and then they went on a run. So when people talk about Man City going to run, Liverpool more than capable of doing that as well. So yeah, I do think that they'll come good as well. So I still think in terms of standards, it's those two, and everyone else follows.
Fact, absolute fact. I watched the Chelsea game today against Leeds. I know you were watching it, Kenny. Did you watch it, Jez?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I missed the Chelsea game. I was speaking to a good friend of ours, Goonie, and he was going absolutely. He
messaged me. He goes, I told you, Guns. I told you, Guns. Yeah. I've told everybody, by the way, he's getting sacked before Arteta. And I said that when he won the Champions League. Yeah, it's looking like that could be possible. I know there's talks of new contract and all of that, but he was going nuts about their midfield. Yeah, Jorginho is not the guy. Jorginho is a good player when he's got decent players around him. Yeah, when he's got average players in midfield with him, or players that are I don't know, coming towards the end of their career, he gets found out because he's slower than Granit Xhaka, and he's just a penalty spot merchant. That's it. People were talking about this guy as one of the best players in the world the other year. Like, turn it in. Yeah, he hops, skips, and jumps a couple of penalties. Do me a favour. Yeah, like seriously, mate. Like unbelievable. Yeah, Mason Mount needs to step up. Real talk. I've liked watching Mason Mount. Yeah, I've liked watching him since he's been at Chelsea, and I think he's a good player. But he needs to really step up and say, "Yo, it's my time to grab this midfield now." I felt sorry for Gallagher. Yeah, he was superb at Palace last season. He got run ragged today, man. Everything he did, it just never came off. He was scuffing shots. It was almost like he was trying too hard to impress. It was his first start. They need a midfielder. I know Kovacic weren't playing. Kante, for me, is dusted. You'll get 5-10 games max of top level Kante, and then the rest he'll either be injured or he's just nowhere near the level that he set. And he was in his own planet at one point, wasn't he? Because he was that good. But they need a midfielder, man. They need to bin that donkey they've got up front that they spent 70 million quid on. Shai Havertz, he's fucking useless. Yeah, do you know what he is? Rance summed him up the other day. He said Odegaard's similar. Him and Havertz are the same. Aesthetically, they look good, but what do they actually fucking do? They look good, nice passes. I know Odegaard scored yesterday, so it's probably not the best time for you babies out there. Yeah, but on the eye, they look good. But what do they actually do? Like, they don't contribute often, and he ain't the guy, man. They badly need him.
There's a massive elephant, though. There's a massive elephant in the room, because at the end of the day, like it or not, Lewandowski and that player can't play together. You know, you can't have two main men, and one of them isn't going to be an understudy to his ex-team. The guy he actually replaced at Dortmund, I think. Yeah. So the biggest elephant in the room is that. Guess who needs a striker? Guess who was trying to force a move? And he was trying to force a move in January 2020 to that club. And, you know, as history's got a funny way of coming back to its natural habitat, a guy that we got rid of, a guy that our manager's been lauded for getting rid of, you just never know, man. We've still got about a couple of weeks of the transfer window left, and that is a massive, massive elephant. In fact, I can hear the ground shaking as we speak with that elephant running around in my brain. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, guys?
Yeah.
Yep. And you know, and this is why I wanted to talk about top four. We're going to come to that lot in the other part of North London in a minute. Because we spoke about City and Liverpool. I think we've both, or all three of us have agreed they're shoo-ins for first and second. It's going to take a miracle for even us or Tottenham or Chelsea to finish above Liverpool, even though they're not looking great at the minute. Last season, when they beat us 4-0 at Anfield, if we had won that game, we would have gone above them. Yeah, so let's not all get giddy that they're miles behind us at the moment. They've been miles behind us before. They lost 6 straight home games, first time ever in their history, and still finished top 4. So I think everyone just needs to calm down a little bit. It's early, but yeah, Aubameyang, I think signs for them. I think they're going to get him. Yeah, he's probably still got his house in London. It makes sense. They need a striker now. Today against Leeds United, you watched it, Jez, yeah?
Yeah.
They did not threaten that goal at all.
No,
literally nothing. Kai Havertz had one where he chested it and then scuffed it. Other than that, I can't remember their goalkeeper. Mason Mount put one wide, or was it Gallagher? I think it was Gallagher put one wide. Other than that, what did the goalkeeper do? I don't think he had anything to do, and they badly need a striker. And the way Chelsea play, they don't play with the striker being the link man. Yeah, so that's perfect for Aubameyang because he ain't got no fucking technical ability anyway. Just put him in that 18-yard box. He don't have to come and link play. He don't have to hold the ball up or barge into big defenders and win headers. He can just movement in the penalty box, bish, bash, bosh. And that's how they play. And I think it's a win-win. Barca get 20 million or whatever. They've got Champions League football off of the back of him signing. They've sold all their TV rights for their Champions League and league campaigns. They've probably made the best part of 150, 200 million quid out of signing him for nothing. And now they're going to get a fee as well. Well, they've won. Chelsea get a player that's played under Tuchel before that will fit his system. Unlike Lukaku. Lukaku wants to come and get involved, spin the man, get back in. Aubameyang ain't that guy. So I think it's a win-win. If they go and get a midfielder, I know they're looking at a defender with Fofana, but I think they'll still get a midfielder. If they get Aubameyang, Fofana, and potentially a midfielder, I think they're comfortable top 4. What do you think, Jez?
Oh, yeah, I totally agree, man. The only thing I'll say about Chelsea, they have got one crap goalkeeper.
You think he's crap?
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
I kind of rate him.
You see his mistake today, mate.
I think guys help me out.
He did a Meslier against Eddie Nketiah in the home game at Leeds.
I'm sorry.
Funny enough, it was against Leeds as well, wasn't it?
I'm sorry. The guy, to me, today was absolute pony.
He was crap.
I agree with I think Aubameyang will go there, and good luck to him. Fair play to him, and I wish him all the best. He gave Arsenal great service. I personally, my own opinion, and this will probably upset loads of people, I think he was badly treated by Mr. Mikel Arteta.
And a large section of our fan base as well, by the way.
Absolutely.
And they've got short memories that the only reason this manager still got a job is because of that guy scoring 2 goals in the final.
Exactly. And can I just jump on a point that this is what makes me laugh in your chat. A guy, Sean Collins, I'm sure we're not actually related, says, at JEZ'S, first game of the season, you said Arsenal to finish 7th. Still confident about that? Well, mate, we're only 3 games in. And I'm very positive. And this is what makes me laugh about these comments. If I'm positive, like Kenny, like Lee, we're positive because we want Arsenal to win. But we have 35 games to go, plus Europa League, plus FA Cup, plus League Cup, however you want to put it. Let's see how we mix it up with a very, very weak bench.
100%. And this is the thing, Jez, right? We went 11 games unbeaten last season after losing the first 3, and we were sat 7th. We then won 5 games on the spin, and we were sat 4th. We were then sat 4th with 3 games to go, with 4 points clear, and finished 5th. I think people need to slow down. Yes, we've now got a striker, but we had 2 strikers that everyone was knocking one out over for 2, 3, 4 years. Oh, he's got work rate. Well, when you have to throw in work rate into a player's attributes, you know you're fucking struggling. Work rate should be standard. You know what I'm saying? How about goals? Yeah, how about goals? JEZ'S, I see a stat the other day that JEZ'S has had more touches in the penalty in the penalty box in the first 2 games than Lacazette had all season.
Yeah,
all season. Well, all season. 31 and Lacazette had 26, or maybe it was the other way around. I think maybe Lacazette had 31 and JEZ'S has had 26 in 2 games. Yeah, I think it was that way. So Lacazette in 18 more games had 5 touches more in the penalty box. Yeah, we've been fucking starving, and you lot have been sitting there jizzing over Lacazette because he runs around. Fucking turn it in. I think the thing about it is when we talk about Arsenal, obviously, you know, we've got to talk about opponents. One of the things is that whether we like it or not, and we get accused of having too much admiration for those guys down the Seven Sisters Road, you get a 259 or 279 or the W3. The fact is that they quietly sneaked into the top 4 at our expense whilst everyone was praising us and looking annoyed. And everyone's talking about this is going to be Arsenal's massive season. People like, Terence Fleurs. And, you know, it's nice. He's a troll. He's a troll.
It's nice. It's nice for Terence to say all that. But one thing is that quietly Spurs are a team that we can't take our eye off, especially when we got them at the Emirates Stadium. They've got a very, very, very strong team, extremely strong side. You know what I mean?
Totally agree, mate.
What's that?
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. They've got a very, very strong side for me. And to state that coming off the bench as well, they've got good players as well. Richarlison's
sorry, Kenny. I'm sorry, man. I've got to interrupt here. This Richard in the chat, it's the strongest bench we've had in years. Are you having a laugh? Are you having a laugh? I mean, what are these people on? Surely this guy must be taking the pee.
Mate, I think a lot of people seem to forget, right, that we used to have a midfield of Santi Cazorla, right?
Yeah.
And fucking pulling the strings in midfield. We've had Cesc Fabregas in midfield. We've had Nasri. And Nasri, people will only see he went to Man City and was lording it up that he won a title. Nasri would be our best midfielder if he was playing now. Yeah, he was fucking unbelievable, that player. Yeah, he was so good. So was Rosicky, just injury prone. Cesc Fabregas is one of the best midfielders we ever had. Yeah, but again, it's, he went to Chelsea. Who gives a shit? Yeah, he had ambition, mate. What's he going to do? Stay at Arsenal because you want him to stay and win fuck all? I keep telling people every season, the aim of elite sport is to win trophies. Why are they going to stay at Arsenal if they're not winning them when they're elite level footballers? It makes no sense. Then and nobody moans at Manu Petit for doing the same, by the way. Manu Petit went to Barcelona and then went to Chelsea. But because he didn't go to Silverstone for the F1, who gives a shit, mate? Like, at the end of the day, like, we've had some fantastic teams over the years that have underachieved. And we underachieved because the manager didn't do what was required and the club didn't do what was required to put a striker up front when we had a great midfield or good defenders. Then when we had the good attackers, we didn't get the defence. And it's always been lopsided. Now, yes, you can say we've got an 11. Not that I rate all of the 11. I don't rate Granit Xhaka at all. He's just having a purple patch. But we've seen that last season. And then he hits the fuck it switch. Yeah, which he will 5-6 times this season. I don't rate Ben White. But again, the first 3 games, he's played really well. Can he sustain it at right back all season? Probably not. He ain't a right back. And eventually, it's going to show. So whilst it's great that we've won the first 3 games and everyone's getting all carried away and all of this, they're only getting carried away because the standards have been so fucking low that any victory is a fucking win now. Like, the smallest of things is, oh, yes, it's amazing. It's not like Arteta's doing anything he shouldn't be doing. Right, there's a comment here that I wanted to read. Big up to this guy as well. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name, mate, but big up to you for becoming the latest member of the channel, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, go on, Kenny. You can go, man. Go on, go, mate. Go on. You're on holiday anyway. Go on. Look at the mansion you're in. You're on mute.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
No, you're welcome, man. Go on. Go and enjoy the rest of your time, man.
Yeah, it's just you know what it's like when you're on holiday. You know, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Nah, go on, man. You're on holiday, man. You've had dramas getting there. Dramas with the Mac. Go and enjoy it, man.
Okay. All right. I'll speak to you.
We'll speak soon, mate. Take care, yeah? Thanks for coming on. Always. Always.
Bon nuit.
Yeah.
Bonjour. There's a comment I can't find, but I'm trying to search for it. And it was something about we've got the squad now. Do you have to rate Arteta for clearing out the dead wood, etc., etc.? Well, he's not doing anything any top football team shouldn't be doing. Like, you know, at the end of the day, football teams replace players that are not good enough for the manager or the system that they want to play. When you sack a manager and bring a new player in, it's standard that manager is not going to rate all of the 11 or all of the 25 or all of the 30. So we're not doing anything extraordinary. We're just doing what we should be doing. We've got a manager in that they're clearly going to back, and they have backed. And now he's getting out the players that he doesn't rate. He's used them until he can get rid of them, the majority of them. We've still got players at this football club, by the way, that shouldn't be here. Yeah, Rob Holding is not good enough to play for this football club. His level was Bolton, hence why he cost 2 million. Just because he didn't cost 50 million doesn't mean he can't be good. The guy scored 1 goal in 6 years and he's happy to be a cheerleader. Like, he's 26 years old and he's happy not to play. Get rid. We've still got Becky B here, by the way. Hector Bellerin's still here. We've terminated contracts left, right, and centre, and that should not be seen as a great thing. Yes, cool. On one hand, it can be because you've got rid of players that you don't no longer require, and you can't get rid of them because nobody's bidding actual money for them. But you've got to look at that and say, well, that's because we put on stupid money in the first place. But that's not Arteta's fault. So then you say, okay, cool. Well, Edu and Arteta, that weren't their problem. They're now picking up some of the slops and some of the mess. So you say, okay, cool. But we've cancelled. If Bellerin gets terminated, that's 7 players under Edu and Arteta that we've terminated their contract. 7, right? We've then activated Thomas Partey's release clause on deadline day. Well, I could have done that. I could have terminated 7 contracts. One of which, by the way, is Aubameyang, that he sat there on all or nothing and said it's impossible to get a transfer fee for. Well, Barca are about to get a transfer fee for him.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I'm saying? 6 months later, he's in the Champions League, and now he's about to go to another Champions League team. It's mad, but ain't good enough for us apparently. And then when you look at Maitland-Niles, we rejected money for Maitland-Niles under this manager and this technical director. £20 million bid for Maitland-Niles from Wolves a couple of seasons ago. Yeah, we rejected it. Now he's about to go on loan, I think, to West Ham. Yeah, again, that's then going to put him on the end of his current contract. He's walking out for nothing. Why didn't we just take the 20 mil? Eddie Nketiah was walking out for nothing, and then we strapped him up to 100 grand a week. Why? He ain't good enough. And again, we rejected 20 million for him about a year ago. I think it was last January. Yeah, not January gone, January before.
It
yeah,
was.
20 million. So there's 40 million quid we could have had off for 2 players that ain't good enough for the club. Rob Holding was strapped up to a fat, massive paycheck to protect his value. Well, his value was 2 million quid. That's it. He's bang average. We've then got, excuse me, we've then got Nicola Pepe here, who's about to go to Nice on loan. Yeah. Again, that's not Edu's fault. That's not Arteta's fault that we can't get a bidder for him that's going to pay adequate amounts of money to get some of that money that we overpaid for him. We did overpay for him back. That's not their fault. But at the same time, there's been massive, massive issues in his recruitment. Edu's, Arteta's. Runnison is still, well, he's just gone out on loan. Again, on loan. Why can't we get fees for some of these players? When you look at other teams, they get massive transfer fees for bang average footballers. Why can't we? And I'll tell you why we can't. Because we haven't got a clue how to negotiate. Yeah, we haven't got a clue how to negotiate. We've seen that on All for Nothing. Edu and the other guy, I can't remember his name, sitting there, yeah, going, no, well, it's impossible to get a transfer fee for Aubameyang. Well, it ain't, no, is it?
Garlic, will it? Garlic.
Keep him. If it was obvious Chelsea wanted him, by the way, because Chelsea was sniffing around him in January. Yeah, but they didn't want to pay the wages on a loan. Yeah, which is fair enough. For 370 grand a week or whatever he's on, why would they want to pay that? They're now going to get him for 20 million quid. So in hindsight, they probably should have just paid it because it would have worked out cheaper than paying 20 million quid plus wages. But at the same time, we've signed Runnison, not good enough, shipped out. We've signed Pablo Marie, not good enough. He's now been shipped out. We've signed Nuno Tavares, not good enough. He's now shipped out. These are 3 Arteta and Edu signings, by the way. You know, we've signed a goalkeeper that is sat on the bench that, God forbid, Ramsdale don't get injured. Really injured. Yeah, because if he misses any length of time, we're fucked. Yeah, because that goalkeeper ain't good enough. Right? And I don't care whether I've only seen him once. I've seen enough. Yeah, I have literally seen enough. He ain't good enough. And then I look at some of the signings we have made, and you can say, okay, cool. Gabriel Jesus, so far, so good. Aaron Ramsdale, been fantastic. Gabriel, decent centre-back. Do I think he's a title-winning centre-back? Hell no. Yeah, but he's a decent level centre-back. Yeah. William Saliba, I'm not going to include because that wasn't under this current regime. Martin Odegaard, don't rate him at all. Yeah, looks pretty on the ball. Apart from yesterday, he barely does anything in terms of goal scoring. Yeah. Who else we signed? We've signed up Fabio Vieira. Well, we've not seen him play ball yet. We've not seen him play yet. Will he be any good? I don't know, but he's just a string with eyes. He's skinnier than me. He needs to bulk up, man. Yeah, because he's going to get run through in midfield. And yes, he looked good in the under 21s for 20 minutes here and then 30 minutes or whatever it was. But at the same time, the recruitment under this manager and this technical director, the recruitment coming in and outs, yeah, if I was to rate it out of 10, I'd say it's about a 5. Some of the signings have been decent. Thomas Partey, but again, I could have activated that clause. Yeah, Odegaard, nobody else wanted him. Ben White, 50 mil. Nobody wanted him. Nobody was ever going to bid 50 million for Ben White. So we could have bid that and got him. Then you look at Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, cool, great signing so far. Great signing so far. The goalkeeper, nobody wanted him. We didn't want him. Yeah, fantastic signing so far. Yeah, then you look at You look at some of the contracts that he's given. Eddie Nketiah shouldn't be giving him a contract. He gave Aubameyang the contract. Yeah, it was him on his watch that gave Aubameyang that contract. Him and Edu. Yeah, and now they're sitting there going, well, it's impossible to get a... Well, why did you give him the contract then? Like, come on, why did you give him the contract? Like, if it's now impossible to get a transfer fee for him, but you gave him the contract, which is the whole reason we couldn't. And now Barcelona are paying him less than half of what he was getting paid at Arsenal, and he's playing for a bigger football club. And now they're going to get a fee. Some of the things are mad. They are actually mad. They're actually insane. But some of the signings have been half decent. Yeah, some of them have been half decent so far. Yeah, Leeds wanted Ben White and was told 50 mil, and they never bid. So there we go. There we go.
The thing is, Lee, I think this club is so poorly managed now.
Willian. Sorry, I forgot Willian. Another one brought him in and then got rid.
Yeah. Where did we go with that one? I think the problem is now, Lee, this club has such poor management structure that Josh Kroenke hasn't got a clue about elite Premier League football. He is just, I mean, it showed it to me when I watched that debacle of the Amazon documentary and Arsenal in crack, I call it. It's just a joke, absolute joke. The fact that they cannot actually negotiate a decent deal or make decent transfers. And now this man, Josh Kroenke, is a multi-billionaire, part owner of one of the, well, I think I'm right in saying this, the biggest like shop in America, Walmart.
Yeah, well, Stan Kroenke's wife's dad
owns it.
Yeah. She's in line to inherit the whole thing.
It's massive. It's huge. But they can't actually negotiate transfers or transfer sales to a decent level. It's shocking, man. Absolutely shocking. And I see everybody, we not on here or not on your show, but on certain shows, everybody gassing it up about how Arsenal are managed, and let's all be happy and positive. Right, fine, yeah, I'm loving it. When it's proven, when we win the league, when we are challenging for the Europa Cup, okay, I'm very positive right now. And this is the funny thing, that on the fan cams last night and on the player ratings, oh, well, you're negative and now you're positive, blah, blah. Well, you are actually entitled to change your opinion. It still doesn't matter. I don't want this manager. Right?
Yeah,
fact. And the fact that I call him what I call him is because he is one. He will never lead this club to great glory. At the moment, we're top of the league, all happy, we're all loving it. Let's see, Lee. Let's see where we are at Christmas.
But this is the thing, Jez. Yes, it's great that we're top of the league. Fantastic. It's 3 games in. Why is everyone getting so hyped? Yes, we're playing good football. Yes, we're scoring goals. But I think the reason everyone's getting so hype is because last season we lost the first 3. But this is where what we say every single time we're on this channel, mate. Yeah, like the standards were in the gutter. So winning 3 games, yes, okay, cool. We haven't done it for 18 years, but we ain't won a league for 18 years, 19 years. Yeah, and since we last won that league title, this club has been a shambles pretty much.
Yeah.
We went and won the FA Cup. We then got Champions League final the following season. Since then, this club has sold its soul, for a pound note. Yeah, and it's got less and less and less about the trophies and more about the income, more about the marketing, more about the PR, more about the money, more about saving money, more about marketing to a wider audience, more about selling shirts. Yeah, like I spoke to a Chelsea fan the other day and I said, well, when Chelsea announced a new kit, do any ex-players wheel it out? It's like, no, it's the current squad, mate. I was like, oh, so you don't have Tony Cascarino or Jason Cundy fucking wheeling it out then? Don't have Didier Drogba wheeling it out? No, you don't. Why is it only Arsenal that do that? Why is it only Arsenal and Man United that their ex-players are so involved and so like on it? Why? Because both of them football clubs are taking the piss. And when you look at Chelsea, we smashed that stadium down, Jez, to become what Chelsea are. Yeah, a team that have won everything in the last 15, 20 years. The most successful club in England in that time. And it has, like Paul says, it's been profit over trophies, which is mad. Highest season ticket in Europe. Yeah, 4% increase this season. Yeah, but people are lapping it up off of 8th and 5th, which is cool and fair play. 3 wins out of 3. Well done. We won 5 out of 5 at one stage last season. We just did it at a different time of the season. Like, at the end of the day, people will get hyped so much over the smallest of victory because this club has lowered the standards so much. At the end of the day, we ain't going to win the league. I don't think there's a single Arsenal fan that genuinely believes we're winning the title. And that's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad. We should be in a title race. We spent enough money. He's got everything he's wanted. He's spent the money. He's got his squad. They're all his players, apart from Pepe, who's going to go. The rest of that squad, he's wanted to keep them. He's signed them up to a new deal or signed them. The rest of the squad's his. So I think, see, look, Paul's coming out with facts. 19 unbeaten under, I think it was actually 22, was it? 20 or 22? When 22 unbeaten under Emery, we sacked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I think we actually went 11 unbeaten last season.
We did at one point. We did.
Yeah, see, none of the Man United players promote the shirts. No, but you've got Alec Ferguson as an ambassador covering the Glazers' arse year in, year out because they're paying him £3 million to be an ambassador. Fergie knows what the crack is with that football club. He's the most successful manager you've ever had. Yeah, that guy was ruthless, man. That guy was a serial winner. And now he's in his 80s sitting there taking £3 million a year when he knows the club's fucked. But he don't want to come out and say nothing because they'll pull the plug on his £3 million. What's he need the money for? It's not like he needs the money, does he? He's multi-millionaire. He'll never need money for the rest of his life. Yeah, and let's be real, he's in his 80s. Yeah, but he's sitting there, and this is why I get the ump sometimes. It's not just Arsenal, it's Man United. Arsenal and Man United are very similar, yeah, from top to bottom. Yeah, their fan bases gas up the smallest of victory. Yeah, the clubs are run shambolic. They overspend on shit in terms of wages and transfer fees. They let their players go for minimal fee or nothing, like Pogba. Alexis Sanchez went for cheap, Van Persie cheap. And people sit there. We've just let an international goalkeeper go for £4 million. 4 million. Wait, 4 million. That's mad. There's mate, 4 million quid we've just let Leno go for. I don't even rate Leno, but 4 million. You look at some of the other players. There's a kid that's just signed Gibbs White. Has just signed for Nottingham Forest for £44.5 million. Has he ever fucking played international football? 44 million quid. We've just let Leno go for 4. It's mad. It's actually mad. And this is why it's funny because people will hype up any small victory. Yeah, they've lowered the standards so badly that this is seen as the greatest thing ever, that we're top of the league after 3 games. I actually think we'll win the first 6 or 7 games. Like you said, we've got Man United and Brentford in the 6th and 7th, I think. And then Everton, maybe first 8 games we could win. Yeah, but are we going to win the league? No. Are we going to be in a title race for the whole season? No. Are we going to win a cup? Maybe. But the way people are talking about Europa League, like we're just going to fucking be shoehorned into winning it. Come on, man. Like, it's mad. Enjoy it. I'm not taking nothing away from the people jumping around and celebrating. Go and enjoy it. Yeah, we've played great football for the first 3 games. We've actually been a joy to watch for 3 games. But, excuse me for being cautious and dubious over it, for the last 18 years, I've seen this so many times. I've seen us do 20 games unbeaten, 15 unbeaten, play sexy football, slap teams up under Wenger, under Emery, under this manager. And ultimately, it's led to fuck all. So, let's see, innit? Big up to Dinesh, evening Lee, and everyone. The problem with Arsenal is they don't move players on cut price. As Liverpool fan, Mane is fan. I think you mean Mane. Is worth 70 million plus, sold him instead of losing him for free when his contract runs out. See, that's the thing. Like Mane, they bought for 27 mil. How much they get a fee for? How much was the fee that they shipped him out for? I don't know how much you got for him, but let me know, bro. And this is the thing. These top clubs, they know when to bin a player. Yeah, they got rid of Werner at Chelsea after 2 seasons of dross. See ya, you're gone. Bye-bye. Lukaku, 1 season. Bye, you're on loan. Oh, but they wasted 100 million. Who gives a fuck? It ain't your money. Ain't your money. And that club made over 100 million last summer anyway in sales. So Lukaku got something.
35 million, wasn't it, Mane? Was it Mane?
There you go. So they made a profit on fee, adding all the wages. Obviously, they've not made a profit. But it's like when people say, oh, yeah, but Chelsea spent 100 million on Lukaku and they've loaned him out for 10 million. Well, they ain't spent 100 million on him, have they? They've paid the first payment and maybe the second payment. So they ain't done 100 million. Now they're getting a loan fee back from the club. So they've probably only paid 10 or 20 million after that loan fee's come back. And then it'll be fucking amortized into the fucking contract when he goes. So now they've hardly paid fuck all for him. But on paper, 100 million. Oh, who cares? It ain't your money, man. Genuinely, who cares?
Thing is, Lee, you made a great comment about Sir Alex Ferguson being an ambassador of that club. Multi-millionaire man. It's a known fact. I follow some other things about nothing to do with football, nothing related. As you know, I love wine. I'm a bit of a wine buff. I collect wines. Sir Alex Ferguson, is a major investor in classic wines.
Wow.
And I remember an interview many years ago with Arsene Wenger did, that he was invited into Alex Ferguson's office after a Man United Arsenal game. And Mr. Wenger was also a major investor in very expensive classic wines. And apparently they went through a bottle of Chateau Lafite, which, if anybody doesn't know, it's a very, very, very expensive wine. And they debated to the early hours that Mr. Wenger actually didn't get the coach back to the hotel because they were in great discussions about wines. But yeah, I mean, fair play. I mean, what my point is, Sir Alex Ferguson, iconic manager, probably the greatest manager in the Premier League, without a doubt. Is 3 million a year he's getting paid by Man United is insignificant to the club, and he's probably just enjoying that 3 mil in buying wine.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if he loved the club, he'd fuck it off and come out and expose them. Instead, this is what they do. These companies, not just football clubs, but companies, they know how to get people on board. Throw money at people. You'll get them on board. Fergie should be coming out exposing that family that owned that football club. Yeah, he's been in that football club whilst they were owners. They've been owners for 17 years of that club. Yeah. He's worked under them. He obviously knows them. And he was such a good manager that it didn't matter that the Glazers were the owners. But now he's gone, you can now see actually how good he was, because the managers that have come in haven't done anything. I know they've won the odd trophy here and there. Jose won a couple. Van Gaal won one. Other than that, it's been up and down, hit and miss. They've spunked a lot of money. They've taken a fortune out of that football club. 2 billion quid they've taken out of Man United, them Glazers. Why ain't he coming out exposing that? Because he's getting 3 million quid a year to sit on his ass, sipping the best wines, eating caviar, and as Roy Keane would say, the Prawn Sandwich Brigade. Like, do you know what I mean? But that's why I like Roy Keane, because Roy Keane just calls it as it is. I want to highlight this comment quickly. We are going to wrap this up in a second, guys. Smash the likes up, people. Emery didn't play with a clear style of play when we were without the ball. Defensively, we were shocking with the likes of Mustafi at the back with Socrates, Lichtsteiner. Makes it even more of an achievement finishing fifth then, doesn't it? The same fifth that you're lauding up that this manager's done after spunking a fortune, getting every player he wanted, with apparently a style of play, with every player that he wanted on side, and still finished 1 point worse off than that manager with that team. Come on, think before you speak, bro. Yeah, the squad that manager had finished on 70 points. The squad this manager had last season finished on 69. This manager has done nearly 400 million quid. Let's take this summer out, 250 million quid, and still hasn't finished above Unai Emery's only season in charge. Doesn't that tell you something? Doesn't that tell you something? When he had Socrates, Lichtsteiner, Denis Suarez, Danny Welbeck, fucking Petr Cech, like Mustafi, Koscielny, Monreal, although I do rate Monreal. Who else did he have?
Willian.
Granit Xhaka, El Neni. Oh, they're still fucking here. Who else do we have?
Willian.
No, William was under this manager, wasn't he? Or did he sign? No, he signed under this manager. William signed under this manager. Not
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
under this manager. But the crap he had, Iwobi was another one. There's another one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the crap he had finished fifth on 70 points. You lot were all knocking one out all summer that we finished fifth on 69 points. But then when this manager bottled top four with 3-4 games to go, you handed him out the next season when he was joint sixth. But this manager's been 15th for 5 games straight. This geezer's been bottom of the table when Tottenham are top. But it's all right. It don't matter because this manager, you can't say nothing about this manager. It's like you killed a family member of him. Like, it's mad. Ultimately, enjoy the 3 wins. Embrace them. Do what you got to do. And Villarreal, by the way, under Unai Emery, are 2-0 up against Atletico Madrid. This manager could never, by the way. This manager could never beat Atletico Madrid. In fact, I might watch that. That's on design. I might put that on in a sec. And lost to him in the Europa League. Yeah, exactly, bro. The amount of times this manager should have been sacked. But 3 wins in a row, top of the table. We're the only club that have done it this season. All's forgiven. We're going to win the league. We're going to get top 4. This is the only manager that can spend 400 million quid and only have a target of 4th. It's mad, isn't it? It is actually mad. But ultimately, Jez, at the end of the season, I think a lot of people are gonna actually stop chatting shit and come out and say it as it is, because we ain't gonna get a trophy this season. And I don't think we're finishing top 4, if I'm honest. I think Chelsea, like we said earlier, I think if they get a striker and go and get another midfielder or defender or both, I think they're comfortable. Tottenham have got a better squad in terms of maybe not a high ceiling. What does that even fucking mean? Oh, this player's got a high ceiling. No, you just rate him too fucking highly, mate. Like you think, oh, he's going to be the best thing since sliced bread because you rate every one of our players too high. Like it's actually mad, isn't it? It's mad. And when I look at their squad, Tottenham's, they got Basuma coming off the bench. He gets in our team. Yeah, maybe not every week, but he'll get in our team. They've got Richarlison coming off the bench. Again, I don't particularly rate him, but he changed the game against Chelsea the other day. Yeah, he came off the bench and was an outlet against Wolves yesterday. Yeah, and he'd be on our bench. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think people are getting a bit too hype, but I understand why they're getting hype. They've had 2.5 seasons of this manager chatting shit and the standards being so low that they're on their knees. So enjoy the 3 wins. We're all enjoying it. But we're a little bit more long in the tooth. We've seen
I think, mate, we've seen it, been there, done it, worn the T-shirts, read the books. No. Until the 38th game of the season, when Arsenal are picking that trophy up, no. And, it ain't going to happen. I'm sorry, guys. I am positive. I've enjoyed the football. I've enjoyed watching Arsenal play some very, very good football. But no, this manager isn't the man. Sorry.
Nope.
They
will see it this season.
Hate me, Lee. Like everybody's going to hate me in the chat. I don't give a. F, to be honest with you. And, you know, when I do my, in a bit, I'm going to do my match review. I'll get it. I don't care. Come on, me. When you've been there, seen it and done it for 54 years, then come and talk to me. Until you've done that, shut the F up.
There you go. There you go, people. Villarreal have actually beaten Atletico Madrid, and they're currently sat top of the table. They've not conceded a single goal this season, and they've scored 5. So yeah, Unai Emery is top of the table. Mikel Arteta is top of the table. Oh dear, it's mad, isn't it? And yeah, 3-0 victory last week against Valladolid, and a 2-0 away victory at the Wanda Metropolitana Stadium. Wow, go on, Unai Emery. And they had 19 shots against Atleti and had more passes. Let's have a look at their lineup real quick. Let's see if that lad played that we're after. Yes, he did. Their midfield, by the way, was Jeremy Pino, the young boy that we're after. Capue, Danny Parejo is still going. Lo Celso. Then their defense was 1 Foyth. Raul Albiol must be 50. Pau Torres, and then Alfonso. Up front, Moreno and Jackson. I don't know who Jackson is. 21-year-old Nicholas Jackson, Senegalese. There you go. So yeah, the average age of their squad is probably about 105, and they've just done Atletico Madrid at their ground. I'll be back again tomorrow, people. JEZ'S is going to be live in 20 minutes. So hit the link in the description for JEZ'S channel, Arsenal History and More. And go and subscribe to that channel. Subscribe to this one. Smash the likes up. And yeah, we're out of here, people. Arteta out.
You prick.